Okay, so I'm going to be showcasing some of the last chance products that I'm going to miss, that I like. So I will create a card with you and highlight some of the products that I am going to be missing. So I made this card for the Colour Inspiration Challenge that is held on a regular basis, which I love entering. It often combines beautiful colours that you wouldn't necessarily think to use, and I'm going to recreate this tonight using some of the colours and things that are retiring, and using the subtle embossing folder, which I am going to miss so much. It is one of my absolute favourites. So let's put that aside and grab. Now I'm going to use some of the what we call the in colours, which last for 2 years, and these colours are due to retire now. And I've got a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of just standard basic white cardstock. I've got one of our amazing stencils, and I am going to just place it on there. I'm not going to secure this down or anything because it's not actually much blending, so it will be fine. And I'm going to grab a couple of brushes. Who doesn't love these blending brushes? And now I have picked a couple of colours. Now I've picked these 2 colours, the Rococo Rose and Seaside Spray. These are both on the last chance. Now I do think, though, I just looked up Seaside Spray, and that is really one of my most favourite blues that I've had. And when you use it as a watercolour and things like that, sometimes it has a purpley hue with it, which I really like. And I don't know if you can still get it, but I'll show you a trick. You can use another blue to create this same thing. But we'll start off with Rococo Rose, and I'm just not going to stencil the whole thing. Just going to add a little bit here and there, a little bit more though, because I will be using the blue to form a purpley colour. So you'll see that in a minute. Now I'm just forming a sort of a point on this, just a focal sort of point. And as I said, it's a soft background, so I'm not putting it on too deep. And then I should have opened this before I started, of course. Seaside Spray. And I'm going to add that onto some of the pink, as well as have some of the blue. And so just with using 2 colours, I'm going to be able to get 3 colours on my card. There we go. So as I said, it wasn't a lot, and I have got the blue, and I've got the gorgeous Rococo Rose, and I've got the purple. So it's just a beautiful, simple, quick way of getting some depth and changes of colours with a stencil. Okay, so let's pop that aside. And I will close that because I'm renowned for getting my ink, etc., into places I don't want it to go. Okay, now this is another colour that is going. I've got a bit of get that off. Pretty Peacock. Isn't this just a gorgeous colour, this Pretty Peacock? I've also used this one quite a bit. Now I am going to use the very Versailles stamp set. I have loved this stamp set. I love the words and the different sort of vintagey sort of feel about these stamps. Now this is not retiring, so it will still be here, but I just wanted to use it for this particular card. So I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock and ink up. So I am using 3 of the in colours that are retiring. I'm just going to pop that down like so. And just add a little extra down the bottom. love the depth of that colour. It really matches well with the other blended colours. Okay, so the next thing I will do with this is to use the subtle embossing folder, which is this embossing folder here. As I say, it has been one of my favourites. You can use this to make artwork, basically. You can run a project through and it looks as though it's on canvas. If you just want a very, very subtle piece of texture on your card without really intense texture, absolutely perfect for that. I have used this. It's a wonder it's not worn out, actually. I have used this quite a bit. And I have done it ahead of time. I don't like to bring the clunky machine onto the table. And so I have also matted it with, oops, I forgot to do the flowers. I'll do that before we carry on. I have also matted it on the Pretty Peacock as well. So let me just do the flowers. Now the flowers are from a retiring set, a Field of Flowers. This has been super cute. I've seen some stunning cards made with this. I'm just using these flowers, which are a set and a stamp spaced apart, so you can use them. Well, you can use them in the grass, etc. But absolutely perfect for this. And I'm going to use the Rococo Rose just to add some flowers, as you can see on that one that I have already done. So it doesn't really matter where you put them. It's just a matter of sort of positioning the stamp so you're not getting too much on the leaf. And there you go. So as I say, once you've done your stamping, that is when you run it through your embossing folder, and then that is how it comes out, and it won't affect your stamping if you do it once you've finished. So fantastic to remember that. Sometimes I even do the sentiment if I'm wanting just a sort of one layer card, and if you've done all your stamping and anything else before you run it through, it's absolutely fine. Okay, so let's pop this on. I've got a 4.5 by 9 inch, actually a 4.5 by 9 inch thick basic white card base, and I will use the vine to just stamp on here. Might have it coming down there, I think. Gorgeous, just love that vine. And I will get rid of this piece of paper, start putting it together. And I've already popped these on the back. Don't need to watch me putting the dimensionals on, but this will just give it a bit of height on the card base. Okay. Now, the other thing that came with this in colour Pretty Peacock is this ribbon. Now, I've used this for quite a few different things. We're going to be cutting it down. I've already tied the bow. I just cut the scalloped edge off this to tie this bow today. I've used it also on this card, for example, as a base underneath a sentiment, which looks really nice with the canvas type part in the middle and the scallop top and bottom. I have also used that running down the side of a card, so you've got the scalloped edge coming out on the side, which works really, really well. And this is just another card that I wanted to show you with the embossing folder. I've taken it out of the... So you can probably see that quite easily. That's all been stamped, one layer, and then the embossing folder run through to give it that texture. Okay, and now something else that I would, let's do the ribbon and the sentiment. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to stamp also from another retiring set, is the Posted For You. Just love this little birds, these two little birds on the branches. It goes really well with the postage punch. But I love the font on this Happy Birthday, so we will use that one today to create the sentiment. So making the most of all my retiring bits and pieces. Okay, just going to do that in the middle because I'm going to use another favourite of mine, which I have used a lot, is the classic label punch. I have found this so useful. So I'm going to use that to cut that out. Such a quick and easy punch. And just make sure that I've got that right in the level. Okay, so I have decided I wanted to just do it a bit like this today, I think. So I pre-tied that bow. So I just need to put a dimensional at each end. Probably need the small ones for that, I think. Use the black one. And okay, so oops, upside down. Brilliant. And I'll just get my ribbon scissors. Now I don't mind that that's twisted over. I like the combination of the two colours in the bow. And I did want to show you something else, which these are absolutely super cute. And these are the little ladybugs. Now, did you know you could use a Stampin' blend to actually colour the ladybug? So I'm just going to add a bit of red on here, and I will show you that we now have a red, hopefully you can see that, a red ladybug, which I was told that and found that absolutely amazing that you could add the blend to that, because I know we can add it to ribbon and pearls and diamantes, etc., but fantastic to be able to do that on my little ladybug. Okay, and let's pop that on. So also on the last chance, but very excited to see something that is going to replace it. Something that I'm very excited to see. So I'm just using a glue dot to pop that on. And then I'm also going to add, see, these will be retiring as well, the Stampin' Right Pretty Peacock dark and light markers. And I'm using the dark one here. I'm just going to colour some of these pearls. Now, when you are colouring pearls, make sure you don't add the blend on to the pearl for too long. You've got to be very quick, because it takes, if you just keep going over it, I'll do one, if you keep going over and over and over sort of thing, you strip the sheen off it and it goes really matted, sort of rough colour. So you've got to be quite quick when you add the colour to stop that happening. Okay, get my Pick Me tool. So handy, this. And right, where will I put these? Now the rule of thumb, as always, is of course a triangle. I'm not including my gorgeous little ladybug in that. There we go. And that is the card, using a lot of products on the last chance list. Now I'll put that in the comments, the link to go to the last chance list. It really has got some fantastic bargains, certainly something for you to check out. But as I say, this is some of my favourite items that I have used to create this card that I'm going to be sad to say goodbye to. So great opportunity for me in these classes to do some of these with you and share them with you and use them for one last time. So thank you so much for joining me and sharing this with me. And make sure you leave a comment or ask any questions, and as I say, I'll put the link into the last chance list for you, and hopefully I will see you all again next week. Thank you once again for your patience, for allowing me to miss 24 hours, and yeah, take care everyone. Bye.